The day my daughter stood up, gravity seemed to forget its own rules. I still remember the sound. The shatter of crystalware hitting the obsidian floor of our penthouse on Virex Prime. Because for 15 years, that sound had only existed in my dreams. My hands let go of the plate before my mind could catch up, my breath locking painfully in my chest as I watched the impossible unfold. My daughter was walking, and none of us were prepared for the truth behind it. I am Aurelia Vosten, chief investor of the Helion Consortium, a woman whose wealth could buy moons and whose influence bent governments. I had conquered markets, outmaneuvered rivals, and built fortunes across 6 star systems. But no amount of money, no forbidden technology, no alien genius had ever fixed my child. Until today. And it terrified me, because miracles always come with a price. For 15 years Lyra had not taken a single step. The accident happened during a diplomatic convoy attack. Pirates with obsolete human weapons, ironically enough. A shockwave ruptured her spinal lattice, severing neural conduits unique to our species. The surgeons were the best the galaxy offered. They replaced bone with synth crystal, nerves with quantum filaments. Nothing worked. She will live, they said gently. But she will never walk. I nodded like a rational being. Inside, something broke that never healed. Lyra never complained. She learned to glide in her hoverchair, to smile through galas where other children danced. She became brilliant instead, mathematics, xenolinguistics, philosophy. But every night, I heard her cry through the walls she thought were soundproof. And every night I promised myself I would fix it. Even if the universe said no. That promise led me to a file I should never have opened. A human file. Humans were classified as emotionally volatile, technologically creative, ethically inconsistent. Most advanced civilizations avoided them. They built inelegant solutions that somehow worked. They asked questions others had learned not to. And one human in particular had been blacklisted across 3 sectors. Dr. Elias Mercer. Former neural engineer. Former bioethicist. Former prisoner. The file said he was dangerous. The file also said he had made a paralyzed human walk on a dead Earth colony, using technology that violated at least 7 interstellar accords. What I saw next changed everything. The meeting took place in a sealed medical wing beneath my estate. No guards. No witnesses. Just me, my daughter, and a human with tired eyes and hands that never stopped trembling. I can't promise anything, Mercer said, his voice rough, accented in a way I found strangely grounding. What I did on Earth, it nearly killed the patient. And me. Name your price, I replied instantly. He looked at me then. Really looked. That's not why I'm here. That should have been my first warning. Lyra studied him with quiet intensity. Why are humans always willing to break rules? She asked. Mercer smiled sadly. Because sometimes the rules are what's broken. But that was only the beginning. The procedure required something no alien science had ever considered necessary. Emotion. Human neural architecture didn't just transmit signals. It adapted based on belief, memory, pain, hope. Mercer's device, a mesh of organic nanites and quantum processors, didn't override the spine. It listened to it. But there was a catch. To activate the system, Mercer said, the patient has to want to walk more than they fear failing. Silence filled the room. Lyra's hands clenched in her lap. I'm tired of dreaming about running, she said softly. I want to fall if that's what it takes. I wanted to stop her, to protect her. But I had made promises to myself long ago. And promises once spoken have gravity. The surgery lasted 9 hours. I watched through the observation glass as Mercer worked with a focus bordering on desperation. His tech interface with Lyra's spine, mapping pathways no alien scanner had ever detected. At one point alarm screamed, neural overload. She's rejecting it, a medic shouted. Mercer slammed his palm against the console. No, she's fighting herself. Lyra, listen to me. Through the comms I heard my daughter's voice, weak but determined. I'm not afraid. And then everything went quiet. None of us breathed. When Lyra woke, she screamed. Not in pain. In sensation. I can feel the floor, she whispered, tears streaming down her face. Mother. I can feel it. Mercer staggered back, nearly collapsing. That shouldn't be possible, he muttered. Not this fast. I didn't care about impossible. I cared about my child. But even then something felt wrong. Because Mercer looked afraid. The walking came later. Hours later. That's when the plate shattered. That's when the world stopped. Lyra pushed herself up from the chair, legs trembling violently. She took one step, then another. Each movement looked like defiance made flesh. I dropped to my knees, sobbing openly, uncaring who saw. My miracle, I whispered. But Mercer didn't celebrate. He backed toward the door. Get her scanned, he said urgently. Now. What aren't you telling me? I demanded. He met my eyes and I saw guilt there. Deep. Human. The tech doesn't just heal, he said. It changes. It teaches the body to rewrite itself. My heart sank. Meaning Lyra isn't just fixed. She's evolving. And none of us were prepared for what that meant. Within days, Lyra's reflexes surpassed baseline Virex norms. Her neural processing accelerated. She began anticipating events before they happened, not predicting but feeling them. The consortium took notice. So did the enforcers. Mercer tried to leave. I stopped him. You did this, I said coldly. Now you help me protect her. His voice cracked. That's why I came in the first place. That was the mid-story truth that broke everything. Mercer hadn't been hiding from the galaxy. He'd been hiding the galaxy from his work. The enforcers arrived at dawn. They called Lyra a violation, a destabilizing variable, an uncontrolled hybrid of human ingenuity and alien biology. They demanded she be taken for study. I stood in their way. For 15 years, I said. You told me nothing could be done. Now that a human proves you wrong, you want to cage my child. Weapons were raised. Lyra stepped forward, walking, standing, unbowed. I am not your experiment, she said. I am your future. The enforcers hesitated, and that hesitation saved us. Mercer triggered the failsafe, broadcasting Lyra's neural data across open channels. Proof that healing didn't require cruelty. That evolution didn't need permission. The galaxy watched, and for once it didn't look away. The enforcers withdrew. The consortium fractured. And my daughter took another step into a universe that would never be the same. Years later, people still ask me what it felt like the moment I saw her walk. I tell them the truth. Felt like fear. Because love that powerful always rewrites the rules. And sometimes it changes the stars forever.